Okay, people, alcohol and why you gotta get it out of your life. All right, so let's do this while I take my walk through the woods. Alcohol, right? Now let's take a look at all the possible chemicals that we have out there to play with. You know, if we want to what, escape reality, let's say, because that's basically what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to escape that little voice in our head, or at least shut it up, you know, from thinking into the future and into all these problems, because that's basically what's happening, and all we're trying to do is shut that little voice up. But anyway, so we have alcohol, right? You know, alcohol is a bad one. You know, I didn't really experiment with anything until later on in life, when I was smart enough to make proper decisions on what I was going to try and what I wasn't going to try. You know, and I tried this and that, and I didn't see anything. You know, I didn't try heroin though. That was just, people who get messed up on heroin, I don't really, I don't understand y'all. Like, you know, when people told me what heroin did, you know, you puked and then you kind of slept and that just, for me, I was a party guy. That just did not sound like any fun to me whatsoever. God bless y'all for getting away from that poison. But I just never got that one. So let's look at alcohol and how dangerous this is, because of how available it is, people. Alcohol is everywhere. It comes in so many shapes and forms and flavors and styles, and it just, oh my God, right? It is the product of all friggin' products. It's everywhere. Now, I don't know, have you ever done any cocaine? Like, what happens if you just do too much cocaine, right? You probably die. You know, you're not harming anybody else. Just like a lot of these drugs, right? Heroin, you do too much, you just probably die. Most of these drugs, you'll more or less overdose, right? And alcohol, believe it or not, which is legal, will do the same thing, right? But the problem with alcohol is, with the user, is it takes a lot to accomplish that, right? Normally, you'll never get to that point, right? Because alcohol is the only substance that will straight make you a different freaking person, a different being. Have you ever thought about that? And it's legal. You know, anybody who sees this video who drinks has been there. You have had them moments in your life where you're like, holy shit, what the hell was that? Right? We've all had it. I've woken up in parking garages before, like, where am I at? You know, I woke up one time with blown out tires in my car, sitting on the side of the road while kids are going to school with my window down, just passed out. Alcohol did that. Right? Isn't that crazy? And it's legal, people. What else can we say about alcohol, right? I could end it with just that, but I won't. You know, really think about alcohol. I look at it as something that was probably created for the more prestigious, right? Let's say the wealthy. And then as societies were being brought together, because remember, there was a point in time that our government wanted to ban alcohol, right? But they realized that if they just let y'all have it, that you would abuse it and you would feed the government. Because now let's look at alcohol that the government controls. Number one, it kills people. Anything in this country that kills people is supposed to be illegal. Look at marijuana. You want to scratch your head a little bit, look at marijuana. It's never killed anybody. It's a freaking plant. It grows out of the ground. Think about that for a second. Look at the schedule it was for how long. Come on, people, wrap your head around this, and then we're going to look back at alcohol. You know, I think alcohol got created for more the wealthy, but then I think the wealthy figured out, you know what? If we just let them have it, we can make way more money off of it. And in so many ways, shapes, or forms. Look at the way alcohol makes money. Number one, our government gets money back on alcohol probably 5 to 10 times, right? Because people purchase it. Some of us, like myself, would get DUIs, right? So that would put me into the government system. I'd be giving the government all kinds of fine money and paying lawyers and doing all that stuff. Husband and wives getting in marital disputes over alcohol, right? How many of you've actually gotten to the point where the cops have ever been involved in your life while married and alcohol wasn't involved? I never have, right? But when alcohol was involved, now I could go on about alcohol for hours, but this video is called the whammy trap. What the whammy trap is, right? So for me, my whammy was tobacco and alcohol. Those two chemicals right there, even though I was a very intelligent entrepreneur type of business person, those two compounds together would just keep me perfectly distracted, right? To be able to go any further in life. It was like I was in a trance. But that was my whammy, right? So let's kind of lay the whammies out for a second. What are the whammies? Alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, sugar, food, habits, right? These are all whammies. But what is the trick to life? The trick to life is to live it with the least amount of whammies involved in your life. But that's why it's so hard for most of us to be able to get to the experience that we want to have in life, is because these damn whammies get in the way, right? Because at the end of the day, it all comes back to self-love. It all comes back how you're treating yourself for you to be able to live that experience. So for me, I got caught by alcohol and tobacco, you know, and processed foods and stuff like that. I used to blow my money on all kinds of dumb stuff. I also got sucked up into that, right? Social status. You know, I spent a lot of money on clothes, you know. If that whammy wasn't there, right? Maybe our parents didn't get caught with that whammy. Maybe our parents figured it out, you know? What if they would have let you know that, you know, you want to invest in assets right away, right? You don't want to spend your money on crap, and you want to stay away from all this stuff because it's whammies. You know, a lot of people get sucked up into the sugar diet whammy, right? And they're overweight. And the sad thing is, then these terms come out called big boned. There's no such thing as big boned, okay? It doesn't exist. I have listened to enough content to promise you, it's just a way to make people feel good about themselves because they can't understand why they can't put something in their mouths. But this is a part of the whammy trap. You might have got caught in your parents' whammy. Remember, 0 to 7, you were programmed, right? So if your parents are huge and overweight and you grow up watching them just eat crap, that's why you're doing it. The good news is, like always, you can change all that, right? You can be the version of you that you want to be. You're just stuck in the whammy trap. So, you know, that's the sugar side of the trap, right? Alcohol got me, slowed me down. Sugar might have got you, right? What else is there? This next one, boy, oh boy, if you grew up in my era, right? 80s and the 90s. Jesus, did we get our asses kicked by advertisers of every circumstance. I mean, everything was TV and advertising back in the day. That's what we were all told to do, right? Go to school, do that stuff, come home, maybe play with the other kids, ride bikes, play football or something, and then come home and watch TV, right? And every so often it would break and you'd be told to buy Guess jeans, right? You'd be told to buy this, told to buy that. And you would see all these people in these social statuses. And knowing that every American wants that, right? And they're tricked out of getting it, right? Because advertisers know. You know, there's an advertising saying from crib to death, right? Because most companies, they want to build a product that will hook you from the time you're born until the time you die. Advertising was a big whammy, people. Reason why I don't watch TV anymore. The reason why I won't let politics into my mind. Like, I've realized what the wealthy know. I've realized what they teach their kids. The reason why I'm getting into child development, right? The reason why I want to go fight in the public school system to make some changes, or to at least grab the kids' attention and point it somewhere else, to like a website. But advertising is a huge one, people, right? It hits every scale, from poverty to people who think they're doing well, but they're just living on extensions, right? They have no money in the bank. God forbid if something happens, but they have 3 new cars, a boat, right? You know, it affects everybody, because we think that to be happy, we have to have all this stuff. That is such a whammy, the stuff whammy. Like, if you're still chasing down the stuff, what if I told you could get all the stuff if you would just not worry about it for a while, and you would chase after what you're really supposed to do here, which is your purpose, right? But you're stuck in a whammy trap. So advertising, huge whammy. Now, let's take a break. If the design in America is to keep most people living in poverty, then everything I'm about to talk about makes total sense. The whammy game makes total sense. Now, the whammies I just talked about, alcohol, cigarettes, food, and advertising, all linked together. All right, now just look at those whammies together. Let's look at them real quick. If the key to life is to become successful, and to be able to do that, you have to make the best possible choices. Look at the whammies that are laid out in front of you, and think about the choices that those whammies help you make, right? They're all designed, they're advertised directly to you. It's like, come here, get me, get me, get me, right? Especially the sugar whammy, the food whammy, holy cow. They attack you from every direction. So look at those 3, people. My content is designed to make you think. It's designed to make you look at your life and understand what's really going on. So let's keep going. All right. Now, if there's not already enough dream killers on the planet, here comes the entertainment whammy, right? We have reality television, we have drama television. That's all associated with a ton of advertising. Then, you know, we have Facebook, right? We have video games. Like, we have all of these things that entertain us to keep us distracted, right? People, imagine if you decided to gain knowledge in every instance that you had the chance. Imagine that you decided to learn something new instead of watching The Real Housewives or playing Madden. Listen, I'm shooting this video to let you know that if you have a dream, you can catch it. But there's a bunch of life principles that you have to follow to be able to do that. So, another whammy that you have to be able to ignore and sacrifice yourself from entertainment. Because the only entertainment you should have until you reach your ultimate experience and you follow your passion and you land in your dream is knowledge. That's it. Alright people, this next one is a bad whammy jammy. I mean, this is a whammy of all whammies. This is the whammy that wears pajamas. You like that, didn't you? This next one is like Hiroshima of whammies. The pajama whammy? Oh, man, we all know about the damn pajama whammy. They have power in pajamas, right? Now, whether you're gay, straight, whatever, it doesn't matter. The pajama whammy, the karmic relationship, oh, the biggest whammy of them all, the dream killer of all dream killers. The eater of years and years of your life that you spend stuck in this pattern, right? I did it for so long. I was just stuck in this repeating pattern of just horrible experiences with relationships and just the worst heartbreak ever, right? But just always doing it the same way over and over and over. That's why a lot of times when you see people have an awakening, you'll see relationships just implode. I see it all the time on Facebook. And, you know, I reach out to people, I'm just like, don't worry about it. You know, it happens. You're at a different frequency now, you know. You're looking at going full bore at this, and the universe knows that the person that you're with just does not serve you at that time. So you have to part ways. But the karmic relationship people, that's that pattern that y'all get stuck in, right? And then that's your story. Well, every guy I date is this way, and every girl I date is this way. But you're not understanding it. You're being a certain way that's attracting that vibration to you. That's the reason why all your relationships suck. See, all my relationships went the same way because they were all driven on alcohol. I met all the people in the bar scene, right? I was at a shitty vibration. And you have to understand that if that's your life right now, that's a karmic relationship. You're never going to meet your soulmate. You're never going to meet your twin flame. You're never going to have that union because you're too busy living the karmic way, right? In and out, in and out, in and out, because you don't want to stop and look in the mirror and realize that you're the frickin' problem and you got to love yourself before you can get that loving relationship. Because that's what it comes down to, people. It's a big golden nugget there for anybody who's single looking for that partner. You know, find yourself, get to know you, right? Really figure out who you are as a person. And that way, you'll will that into your life, right? Because we're a magnet. We attract. And the beautiful thing about that type of union, you willed it in. So it's the perfect time for it. The other ones, come on, we're out at the bar getting ripped up. The next thing you know, we're naked. Next thing you know, we're telling each other we love each other. Then we're sitting around talking to people like, oh yeah, we only fight twice a week. You know, we don't fist fight that often anymore. I haven't been punched in the face in a while. Like, and the other people being like, oh my God, y'all love so passionately. Like, people wake up, that shit's not normal. Okay? Like, that's not how you're supposed to be behaving. I look back to the conversations I've had in my life with people and just like, what the hell? No, people, it's not supposed to be that way. So, a huge whammy, the karmic relationship trap, and how stuck you are until you find your way out. You want to know my definition for a karmic relationship? It's basically two equally messed up people thinking that they can solve each other's problems. And then a day comes when they realize their problems are their problems and they can't do anything about them. On to the next one, and the story continues. Listen, people, no one is perfect, but are you even trying at all? Let's be brutally honest with ourselves here. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. I am Eric Kaiser. That's just some of the whammies. There are so many more whammies, it's not even funny. So, that is what I do for a living, right? I help people weed out those whammies, get through them smoothly, get on to the next step and get on with life. So if you got some whammies, get in contact with me. 404-906-1891. New You Guru Life Coaching. I can pretty much fix any problem that you may have. So send me a PM. I love y'all. Please like and share my videos. I make this stuff to teach y'all. So peace out. See you later.